Hi, my name is Kylie Beaverstock and welcome to my presentation on architecture as status. As a child, I lived in a beautiful Queensland-style Federation home in New South Wales that my parents built. It has a white corrugated iron expansive bullnose roof that covers the brick veneer walls below and is surrounded by a veranda that runs the entire perimeter of the home. Wood panelling runs the length of the 2-metre wide hallway, and the inclusion of a formal lounge and dining room further accentuate the beauty of the home. This house symbolises my parents, their values and their ideals, and still very much is representative of who they are today. But who am I? When I think about myself today, there is a lifetime of growth and development which will continue evolving for many years to come. And this is as a result of external influences such as my family, social interactions and the environment in which I live. I identify as a wife, a mother, a student, as well as considerate, empathetic, caring and at times fallible. But how I show these through the world is through my mannerisms and through things such as cars and clothing, but are all somewhat tangible. One element that remains relatively constant, though, is the architecture in which I choose to live. We develop an inherent understanding of social class and status through our knowledge of architecture and its environment, and consciously or not, we categorize others within this belief system. As Prashansky, Fabian and Kamenov state, the development of self-identity is not restricted to making distinctions between oneself and significant others, but extends with no less importance to objects and things in the very spaces and places in which they are found in. So with this being said, features of both the architecture and the suburb to which it sits can help shape and define the residence to which it houses. One clear and visual determinant is ornamentation, and this can be seen in Australia after the gold rush, where the Victorian homes of the 1840s had simple ornamentation, to the 1860s that had stucco inclusions, decorative brickwork and cast iron lacework, and then marvellous Melbourne in 1875 with more ornate parapets and lavish internal features. An eclectic mix of styles started to emerge and include, but are not limited to, Victorian Gothic, Victorian Italianate, Victorian Tudor, Victorian Filigree, Victorian Second Empire, all exhibiting different visual cues. Styles generate clues as to who the inhabitant is, and as stated by Apley, Irving and Reynolds, architectural styles are important because they help us to visualize the various kinds of people who have wanted, designed, paid for, made and used buildings, and thus to understand the society to which those people have lived. The suburb of Inala in Brisbane is a low socio-economic suburb, with public housing a driving force behind its formation. Houses tend to be similar, and this common architecture as well as public perception all allude to who the inhabitant is. As stated by Logan and Culver, people have a shared understanding of desirable and undesirable community characteristics, and for these lower socio-economic suburbs this perception is hard to break from, even with urban renewal. Public perception for middle to upper income suburbs is not as clear, and in my suburb of Camp Hill in Brisbane, one street alone contains knockdown rebuilds of Federation Queenslanders, Mediterranean, Tudor, Colonial, Modernist, post-war and so on. An eclectic mix of non-definitive styles, however the visual architectural cues give an insight into the identity of the inhabitant. For example, the original post-war home still sits nestled among the newer homes and tend to have the original older owners or younger adults breaking into the market with ambitions of renovations and grander plans. Sitting beside these homes exists the renovated Queenslander, the pitched gable roof and the celebration of timber throughout, the lead-light windows, the polished timber hardwood floors, decorative awnings to the French doors, all allude to an inhabitant who is traditional, honest in materiality and respectful to heritage. Alongside this lies 3 large ultra-modern homes that now sit on an 800 square metre block where not even 3 years ago a single older home stood. These 1.5 million plus homes present as architectural greatness by including 3-level living, a modern facade, sharp lines and a large entry door. However, it is at the substitute for outdoor space with a preference for internal comfort that identifies the inhabitant. Then there is the planned estate, an alternative to the inner-city pricier suburbs, but still lure the middle class with these McMansion-style homes. These identify as families that want a change in their everyday life and want a community that offers them all that is required away from the city. The architecture that exists here are generic in form, and the persistent commonality of the home further perpetuates the stigma of the suburb. Therefore, it can be said our identity is continuously evolving, and architecture, including ornamentation and style and the encompassing suburb, play an integral role in defining one's and others' status and identity. I would like to thank you all for listening.